Yeah, Moon. Sorry, I hope you can hear me. But just you guys really came out hot. How important was that to get out and really kind of leave no doubt in their mind that you guys were the better team today?
Well, it's playoff time. We have to send a message early, but not only for other teams, for ourselves. We want to get out hot. We want to start out hot and fast, and that's how we get momentum. That's how we get into the flow of things. So coming out early is just something we're going to need to do all tournament, especially as we get deeper into the playoffs.
And you obviously shot the ball really well today, coming into a kind of a cavernous place. Really seemed to be no issue for you. How did that go for you?
I was just confident. Before the game, my teammates was telling me, "Hey, tournament time, shoot the ball. Be our leader, be our senior." So that's what I did today, and I got to give them credit for finding me and getting me open.
Thank you.
All right, next question is from Chris with KWTX.
Chris Williams, KWTX News 10 in Waco. Moon, we've talked a lot this season about how you kind of waited your turn in the Baylor program. How long have you been envisioning this first tournament game, and how good did it feel to really live out your dream when the game time came?
I've been dreaming about this day since before I was even in college. Just thinking about being on this kind of platform, playing for one of the top teams in the nation, and just balling. And today I got a piece of that feeling. First game as a senior in the playoffs and as a starter too. So definitely a big time moment for me, and I'm going to remember it for forever.
And Moon, a lot of teams may try to force you guys to shoot the ball, kind of get you away from the hoop. Obviously, you're a shooter. How happy would you be if the rest of the tournament is like this, where they kind of sag off and just let you play your game?
Super happy. It'll be a lot easier, especially if shots are falling. But we're gonna figure it out if they're not. But if they want to sag off, we're gonna make them pay.
Congratulations, Moon.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Smoke.
David Smoke, Sikkim 365 Radio. Moon, considering everything, you finally got to the NCAA tournament after the long wait. I know you've been in these games before, but what was it like? Did you kind of close your eyes and embrace it?
Yeah, for sure. Our first practice, actually, when we got to practice in this arena, particularly, I was excited. I mean, the atmosphere, just to be in this kind of gym and this kind of atmosphere. Everything's different, obviously, with fans and all that, but just to be back playing basketball again, especially during March Madness, that's what we all have been waiting for. So I took a deep breath and I took it all in, and I'm excited to be here.
And also the fact that now you get a chance to take a deep breath and another day, then you come back with another game. How much can you get accomplished right now in between practices or games since you don't have to travel?
Oh, a lot. Sit down, go get into the film room early, just get ready for the next practice and prepare every single day, whether that's resting, watching film, practicing, just whatever it may be, just prepare for the next day. Because we can't take no days off, obviously. We don't want to. We're here for a reason. And so just preparing every minute that we can, just resting and just getting after it tomorrow.
Next up is Yvonne. Yvonne, unmute yourself. Okay, we'll move on to chat.
Moon, March Madness is all about, in the first round, it's all about upsets. It's all about, lower seeds coming in, making it a great game, and pulling off things. You guys don't mess around with that. But is that in the back of your head when you start a game like this, that we don't want to let this team hang around?
Absolutely. We're not an arrogant team. We're very humble, but we also know who we are. And we have to come in and play like we're Baylor, like we are the best team here. That's just the mentality you got to have if you want to win basketball games. But, yeah, absolutely. You still got to keep that in the back of your mind that it's anybody's given day. Obviously, there's no dominant team this season. So we just want to know who we are. We just want to play like we got the name Baylor across our chest, and we want to be the top dog. Obviously, inside, we got to stay humble. We have to stay confident. We have to know that, hey, these teams are going to give us their best shots. But at the end of the day, we have hoopers, we have ballers, and we got Kim Mulkey.
Excellent. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Jack Allen with KX.
Hey, Moon, it's Jack with KXXV. In a game when you win by as many points as y'all did, how difficult is it to find areas that you need to improve? And did any stand out in your mind just over the course of the game?
Yeah. Well, we still got to continue to play our caliber of basketball. We still have to execute plays and defend people up by 50, up by 5, whatever it may be. We got to finish shots, obviously, like layups and things like that. We still can work on defense, helping the helper, and just there's always things to critique, always things to get better at. Just getting to the flow better, getting to a rhythm. And when we go to start subbing things, you can't tell. That's how we're trying to get it, and hopefully we get there eventually.
Thanks, Moon.
Thank you.
Okay, let's try Yvonne again. Yvonne, unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, and Jack, did you have a follow-up question?
No, I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay, next we'll go to Patrick Eaton Robb with Associated Press.
Hi, Moon. It looked like the team was really looking to get to that 100-point mark. Maybe not Kim so much, but the team. Why was that important to you? Is it a goal of the team? Is it just part of sending the message?
All of it. We're just having fun, but you obviously, you see the score and you get that close, you want it, you get hungry for it. That's just one more thing that we want to reach, an accomplishment. We want to say that we did. So I think it was all a part of us just getting out there and playing basketball and realizing that we had that many points and everybody deserved a piece of it. So that's what we did tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions for Moon? Okay, Yvonne, we're going to try you one more time. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Go ahead, Yvonne. Okay, we're apparently having some difficulties with connecting with Yvonne. Let me give her one more try.
Text or call her.
Yvonne, go ahead. All right, I think we'll just go ahead and wrap it up right now. Thank you, Moon, for participating. Good, congratulations on the win and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Thanks, Moon. Of course. Coach, it's all you.
We're now joined by Coach Kim Mulkey. We'll start with a question from Chad.
Kim, it looked like kind of a complete effort. What you guys, a good way to start. Is that what it felt like from the bench?
Yes, I kind of attribute it to, I'm not a person who follows, racehorsing much, but it's like, when you put those horses in the Kentucky Derby and they're in those gates and they're just kind of chomping at the bit to get out of it. I think having been here since Tuesday night, our kids were just ready to play. I was ready to be on that sideline. It's been a long time.
And in a different situation where you're in an arena that's different than most arenas you play in, how good is it to see Moon's first 2 3-pointers, actually first 3 3-pointers, go in and that shooting touch is there?
Well, it's always good, for any of them. If it's a mid-range jumper, if it's a layup, if it's a free throw, it just gives them a little bit of confidence, and it allows them to relax a little bit. And particularly when you have Moon and then you have Carrington on the other wing and those guys hit their first couple of shots, it makes us a more dangerous team, and it gives them a lot of confidence.
Excellent, thanks.
You're welcome.
Next, we'll go with Matt Roberts.
Coach Matt Roberts, Fox 44. You guys, I think you're now 18-1 in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Is that a kind of a mindset thing of just coming out and making a statement early that, there will be no upset?
I don't keep up with those kind of records. I guess now that you've mentioned it, probably was it the very first year I was at Baylor that we lost to in that first round? So I would say it's just expectations. It's understanding that you prepare each game throughout the course of the year, and the playoffs are no different. We spend as much time on Jackson State as we will spend on, Virginia Tech and whoever we have the opportunity to play if we keep winning. It's just great coaches that go in depth with scouting reports, and we've had a long time to prepare for Jackson State, and yet at the same time we also have to keep in mind who could we potentially play if we win, who are we going to play in the second round, so you have to do some work there as well.
And obviously Nalissa being back home had a big night tonight. What did you see from her on really on both ends of the floor?
The same thing I've seen all year. Nalissa Smith can run the floor with the best of guards. She can rebound with the best of post players. She can face you up. She can play with her back to the basket. You're just seeing an All-American out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, next up we have Jack Allen, the KXXV.
Hey, Kim, just for Moon to get out to that hot start, was that something from a game plan perspective that y'all wanted to kind of work inside out and get her open looks, or was that just because you saw them cramping up in the lane that you kind of took advantage of that?
Well, I didn't do anything. I think it's just those players out there realizing I'm open, shoot the ball. I see a lane, drive the ball. I see an opportunity to run the fast break. It wasn't anything planned.
And then just to, whenever you build a lead like y'all did early in the game, what is the message to be able to keep the foot on the pedal and be able to push through all four quarters?
Well, you play all your players. I think it was the first quarter you saw me pretty much play everybody in uniform. And my expectations are you don't know when I'm going to call on you, and these minutes are valuable. I'm preparing you not only for the NCAA tournament in case you're needed, I'm resting players at the same time. Other than missing a bunch of layups in the fourth quarter, with that bunch that was on the floor, I thought they missed those because fatigue set in, but I also thought they played hard. And it was good to be able to rest kids, but it was also good to play everybody.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have a question from Jerry Hill.
Kim, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
All right. In the first half, and I think some of it was long rebounds and stuff, but I think they matched you on the offensive rebounds. Was that mainly the long rebounds? Was it because you had the game in control? Was that a frustration though, or?
Well, I think you have to give credit to Williams. That's probably who you're talking about. At halftime, she had 7 offensive boards, and let me tell you, she got up and rebounded with our 2 bigs. We needed to do a better job of blocking out. Nalissa and Queen have a tendency sometimes to think they don't have to block out because they can out-jump people. Well, in the NCAA tournament, you're going to learn quickly there are players that you better block out. There are players that you better understand you're not going to, out jump them. They can jump with you. And I think that happened. I think it was really more of, Williams's effort than it was long rebounds.
And Kim, you talked about that second group. Jordan Oliver, I thought she was just kind of all over the place.
Well, she was, other than Carrington, she was the first sub. I watch and evaluate every day in practice, shoot around, I don't care what it is. I am evaluating preparation. How are kids approaching, shooting? How are they approaching what we're going over? And it was just, Jordan Oliver just got my attention this week, and she went in there and she can relieve Dee Dee. She can go and play the off guard. She penetrates zones very well, and they were, starting out, they were playing a lot of zone, and she had a good game. She gets to the paint and can elevate and make that shot.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Next question is from Patrick Eaton-Robb with Associated Press.
Hi, Kim. Can you talk a little bit about your team's kind of killer mentality there at the end when it looked like the bench really wanted to get to 100 points? Obviously, you were trying to call her off there at the end, but the idea that they have these kind of goals, can you address, is that part of what makes this team successful?
Well, I don't get it. I need to say this the right way. I respect the game enough and my opponent enough that getting to 100 was really not in my mind. What you don't know, and there's no reason you would know it, is a young lady like Jaden Owens, who is usually the last sub in the game, and what she had done in practice to help prepare us for today's game. She was the scouting report. She was the two guards for Jackson State. And it was more of a reward for her with the ball in her hands. She deserved to have an opportunity right there to go one-on-one and score the basketball. So those are not things that you would know. And I don't expect you to know. I guess you could say as athletes and ball players that from the perception might be is that, man, we were wanting to score 100. I don't know that it was that as much as it was how appreciative they were of Jaden Owens.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Chris with KWTX. Chris, if you have a question, you need to unmute yourself.
Hey, Coach, so earlier leading up to the tournament, you talked about how every year it's special because there's unique experiences. Today, seeing Moon Urson go off the way she did when she's put so much into this program, how special was that for you as her coach?
Well, it emphasizes what you tell 17 and 18-year-olds when you sign them and they're freshmen. Stay the course. Believe in the coaching staff. Believe in the process, and you will be rewarded. Moon Urson, Trinity Oliver, those are people who were raised right, and they don't bail out on you, and they don't transfer after 1 year, or they don't get upset about something. Transfers become the norm now, and to watch these two kids in particular be rewarded, it makes me feel good that no matter where they are in their life, and long after I'm done coaching, they're going to be successful at whatever profession they're in.
And Coach, for you and the team, you obviously want to enjoy any tournament win, but how quickly do you flip the switch to the next round and start talking about Virginia Tech?
Tonight. So let's see, it's 5:30. We'll eat some good old boxed meals at 6:30. Have y'all ever eaten a cold steak before? Let me tell you, it's pretty good. I'm not complaining. But that's what we'll do. We'll go eat some boxed food, and then we will turn our attention to Virginia Tech. I have not even seen the final score between them and Marquette. I just know that they won. I didn't see the game.
Thanks,
We
Coach.
have time. We have time for one more question. Smoke?
Yes, David Smoke, Sikkim 365 Radio. Kim, do you even feel, you've been in regional tournaments, Final Fours forever. Do you feel like you're in a tournament setting? Do you feel that right now?
No, I don't. And that's because you don't have fans here. You know how many people would be over here at the Alamo Dome if they were allowed. All we have in the stands are our pass list, family and friends that we can put on a pass list. We don't even have all of our administrators here. We don't have y'all here. Y'all know how much I miss and love y'all. Y'all really aren't even here. So no, it's different. Different is the best description I can give, but nonetheless, we are playing, and we didn't get that opportunity a year ago, and you know, it's different.
And then I guess to follow it up, thank you, is that you said you didn't play it a year ago. Do you embrace today? Did you kind of embrace the moment a little bit differently?
Oh, well, I embrace it internally. And you mentioned things to the team. You mentioned those 4 seniors. You mentioned, you know, there's no promise tomorrow. We don't know what the next COVID test is going to bring. So they understand it. We don't harp on it and we don't dwell on it, but you use it as motivation.